Maryfitzgerald Square in Johannesburg, where the Newtown Now festival will be taking place later on today. Now, the event will also see the new and the refurbished artworks, which are located throughout the Newtown precinct. Well, let's now cross over to my colleague Thabile, and she's also standing by with our next guest. Well, a very good morning to you, Thabile. Thank you so much for joining us. What's happening there?
Good morning again, Simpure, on this cold morning. I'm coming to you live from the Maryfitzgerald Square in Newtown, Johannesburg. Now, our SABC2 viewers just joined us. I know at 7 o'clock, so we'd like to welcome them. Earlier on, we actually spoke to a representative from the Johannesburg Development Agency who was just giving us the background of why we're here today, but also the city's role in making the Now Festival take place, but also the refurbishment of those artifacts. Now, our next two guests are the brains behind this project. I'm joined by Americo Gwambe, and he's the actual artist, but also Tanya Hugo, and they're going to be telling us more about these artifacts, what they mean to them. But most importantly, we're going to backtrack a little bit and go back to 2001 when these artifacts were first commissioned. Thank you so much for joining us on Morning Live. Now, Tanya, I want to start with you. Take us through your role in putting through these artifacts and getting them commissioned, because you've been with this from the beginning.
So I was first brought on board by Sticky Situations, who were commissioned to do the whole project with Americo Gwambe, and I first got introduced to Americo in that instant, and I didn't know the history and the wonderful story that is behind, and fell in love with it. I hope that the rest of the city does, as I have, and it's been an incredible journey.
Americo, now let's look at your journey. You're essentially the man of the moment. Let's go back to your love for crafting wood. Tell us about that.
It's been very nice to me. I've been doing this for a long time, but as you see, the sculptures, when we talk about these ones here at the square or around the Newtown, I've been starting doing them since 2001, commissioned by JDA. The last order was in 2002, and then from there they stopped to order. Well, it is just like that, but I'm happy that since that year 2001, my sculptures are still remain. I think it's nice to make something that lasts so long.
Definitely something that's lasted long. I mean, 17 years on, this is essentially a full circle moment. Take us through some of the faces that are represented in the artifacts.
So I think that when Americo and his team were considering which faces to put onto and to represent, they really wanted to represent the everyman and everybody who is in our community. Yeah. And so when you look at the faces, you do see faces of everybody who you see on the streets. So it is like walking down the streets.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Let's look at what inspires you, Americo. You've mentioned that in 2001 when this happened, you were really excited about putting this together. Now they are revamping them and refurbishing them, for future generations, so that when they walk through these streets of Newtown, they can experience what we're experiencing today. What does that mean to you as an artist?
It means a lot to me. Artwork is something that I enjoy most. I know I can do carpentry, I can do other things, welding as well. But what I enjoy most is sculpture. Now, being a sculptor, I enjoyed it very much because I've started when I was 13 years. I was still young.
That's a long time ago, and we can see the passion in your work going through here. We've already seen just the amazing work that you've done. Tanya, just back to you quickly. In terms of what you're hoping to achieve with how the public perceives this, because essentially this is for the people of Johannesburg, but the people of South Africa, who when they come here, they will get a chance to experience this. What are you hoping to achieve going forward with these artifacts?
So I think that what's really incredible about Newtown is that it's one of the few places in Johannesburg that are really built and designed for public use and for pedestrian use, and which is why having these sculptures at kind of human level that aren't kind of great and grand, and something that you can really engage with on a human level, on a one-to-one level, is really unique, and something that I think that as South Africans, as Joburgers, we're very proud of. And I think that America has done an incredible job of bringing that all together. And today, hopefully, will kind of signify the beginning of something, long-lasting and commemorative of the things that have come before us. I think that's very important.
Well, America, Tanya, thank you so much for joining us, and we're really excited and we're happy to be here and experience the art with you.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it. That was Americo Gwambe, and he's the artist behind these artifacts that we've been talking about throughout the morning. Tanya Hugo has been also an integral part of putting this together. As we mentioned earlier on, today is the Now Festival, but more than that, we're celebrating the refurbishment of the 560 artifacts, wooden artifacts that were commissioned in 2001. We still have more guests for you throughout the day. People are going to start trickling in for this festival, so we'll definitely have more for you coming from the Maryfitzgerald Square in Newtown. It's back to you in studio.